Gemini, 2025 is a year that's going to feel perhaps a bit erratic, okay? Prepare for things to start to really shake up in your life and for things to become a lot more unpredictable, okay? You've got two planets that are switching places when it comes to your sign, all right? You've got Jupiter, who's in your sign, who's leaving, and Uranus, who's about to take up a residency for a little bit. And so 2025 marks a year where you're going to be on this sort of quest for personal enlightenment and also personal development. But the way that the universe likes to do that is through chaos. Now, you guys are slightly chaotic, so I don't think this is gonna feel like anything that's gonna be completely like crazy to you, but you're about to get on a wild roller coaster ride that's going to last like 6 or 7 years, all right? So 2025 is gonna open the door to a whole new Gemini, all right? So in this video, I'll be talking, in this video, I will be talking about everything you need to know about 2025. So stick around, you definitely don't wanna miss this. Hello, my loves. As always, I hope that this video finds you well and in excellent spirits. If you're new around here, welcome. My name is Mel. I'm a professional astrologer and sound therapist, and I'm the founder of Divine Feminine Works, where I help people unlock their divinity and discover their magic. And as always, if you are returning, welcome back. So this video is all about what you need to know as a Gemini for 2025. Now, this video is definitely for Gemini rising, all right? But if you are a Gemini sun, feel free to watch the video as well, because the information will still be relevant to you, all right? And you may want to check out the other rising signs. So let's say you are a Gemini sun, make sure you check out the other or your rising sign video so you get a full picture of what 2025 can look like for you. All right, so as I mentioned in the intro, you are about to get on a roller coaster ride, okay? Now, you know how roller coasters go. I'm pretty sure you've been to an amusement park, so you see how it's got all these ups and downs, twists and turns, right? And this is really because Uranus is going to be entering your sign this year, okay? This is a big deal because Uranus spends about 6 to 7 years in a sign. So with Uranus entering your sign, this is like, it's almost like a personal transformation, but not in the way that like Pluto would do. Pluto like decimates things in order to allow them to be reborn. Uranus will have you like on a wild goose chase and you have no idea why. But then when you get the goose, you're like, oh, all that shit I just did, it kind of makes sense, right? It's about, I have a friend of mine who, she was the one who really opened the door for me for my spiritual awakening. And she always used to say this phrase, and it's follow the bender. Follow shit. And you guys are good at that because you guys are the sign of curiosity, right? And so I feel like once Uranus enters your sign, that curiosity is really going to be piqued. And that spirit's way of getting you to follow spirit to where you need to go. All right. Now, the way that spirit works, it is indeed a roller coaster ride. Talk to any Taurus rising because they are coming out of this 7-year cycle in 2025. As a matter of fact, you can talk to me because I'm a Taurus rising. And I look different. I think differently. You know, Uranus was in Taurus from 2018 until 2025. And the Melissa version 1.0 that existed prior to 2018 would not even recognize the Melissa that sits right now. And that's what you guys are getting ready to do with Uranus going into your sign, okay? So it's really important. If I had any piece of advice for you going into 2025, it is stay flexible. Now, I kind of don't even need to give you that advice because you guys naturally are. Like you guys are mutable, you're fast, you're adaptable, so it makes sense. But you're going to have to really, really be flexible and adaptable because spirit has different things that it wants you to do, where it needs you to go. That's how Uranus in the first house works. And so you're going to be gearing up for a lot of different things. Now, the thing about Uranus is that it is the sign of rebellion. Okay. So this particular transit is really getting you to stand out. And not just stand out as in to get attention from other people, but it's really to figure out who you are. But not the who you are as in your core values and things like that. You know that already. But this is the who you are as in the who you are becoming. That's why it's such a wild ride, because who you think you are, what you think you want, where you think you're going, Spirit may have a whole other destination for you. And sometimes it may feel like you're going kicking and screaming, or you're scared because you have no idea where you're headed. But when you get to that destination, you're like, oh shit, yes, this is where I was supposed to be. It's like, this is the transit that's going to help you turn into the person you've always wanted to be. So this is a beautiful unfolding that is beginning for you in 2025. All right. Now, also, you want to sort of take that, everything I just said, into account along with Jupiter. So Jupiter will remain in your sign for the first half of 2025 until June of 2025. And how has Jupiter in your first house made you feel? Now, one of the textbook examples of Jupiter transiting the first house is like expansion, right? But bodily expansion. So have you gained weight? Do you have a bigger appetite? It could even be a bigger mental appetite, because you guys are the mental sign, right? When Jupiter was transiting Taurus, I personally saw that my weight was fluctuating a lot, right? And there were times where I was eating a lot more and then eating a lot less, depending on whether Jupiter was direct or retrograde. But maybe you're experiencing the same thing, and you're going to be experiencing that until June, right? So Jupiter is not just about expanding your body, right? But it is about expanding your mind and about personal growth. So my second piece of advice for you for 2025, definitely for the first half of 2025, is to be open to going out of your comfort zone. It is only going to help you expand, help you grow as a person, but it's also the sort of prologue to this change that Uranus is going to be bringing, or that Uranus is going to be putting you through once Uranus enters your sign. So expansion is the name of the game. And more so than anything else, this isn't going to be a year where you really should overthink, even though I know how difficult that can be. But it's more about tapping into your intuition. The thing about the outer planets, especially because the outer planets are changing signs, it's less about personal control and more about how the universe works in your life. And so again, listen to your intuition and try not to look at everything through a very logical and rational lens. Uranus is not going to have that. Uranus is going to be like, listen, I know logically it makes sense, but right now I need you to buy this poodle. You're like, well, Spirit, why? You'll find out later, but buy this poodle. As a matter of fact, it's on sale. Buy it. Uranus gives no fuck sometimes. Uranus does not care about your logic, doesn't care about reason. Uranus cares about getting you where you need to go. And 2025 is going to be full of those kinds of instances and situations. All right. And the last thing I'll say about 2025 for you is pay attention to the Mercury retrograde cycles. Being that your chart ruler is Mercury, whenever Mercury goes retrograde, you tend to feel it the most. All right. And so with Mercury going retrograde in all of the fire signs, it's going to feel like a complete stop. You know, like when you're driving on the highway and maybe you're doing 80, 90, right? You're going really fast. And then the person in front of you brakes really hard. And then you just got to stop. That's how Mercury retrograde in fire signs feels like on a mental level, on a mental and action-like level. You guys are very mercurial, obviously. So mental Olympics and acrobatics are your thing. But since you guys have a lot of youthful energy, you guys like to take action as well. And so again, Mercury retrograde this year is going to feel like a full stop. Like you will want to go full speed ahead and do something. And the universe is like, nope. That car, it's like all the wheels are going to fall off. or that train never shows up, right? Or that computer blows up and you can't use it. Like, that's how Mercury retrograde may feel this year. So try not to get too frustrated. Remember what Mercury retrograde is for. Reassessing, recalibrating. Maybe that plan that you wanted to execute full speed ahead, Spirit is like, nope. Especially once Uranus enters your first house. A lot of your logical plans may get thwarted, may get stopped even, because the universe and spirit wants to redirect you someplace else. So this is also going to be a year of relinquishing control. It's going to be a year where the most logical plans that you want to execute, that you think make the most sense, universe is like, nope, stop, recalibrate. We're going here instead. We're doing this instead. We're talking to this person instead. So try not to get too frustrated. And above all else, follow the bender. All right, my loves. So that concludes this video on the 2025 Yearly Astro Forecast for the sign of Gemini. This was meant to be an overview. I wanted to give you the quick and dirty on the most important things that you needed to know for the upcoming year. If you want to know more details, including what your love life, what your money is going to look like in 2025, the link to the extended reading will be in the description box below. And if you are a channel member, that video is already in our members section. All right. So hopefully I'll see you on the other side. And if not, if this is where you drop off, thank you. I sincerely appreciate you, and I wish you nothing but the absolute best for 2025 and beyond. Thanks so much for tuning in. I've done like 10 videos today, so please excuse me. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video. Take care.